Welcome to the Prince Eats. Here's a quick video for the creamiest and easiest risotto you'll ever make. Ingredients and instructions are in the description. If you enjoy this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Preparing creamy risotto is very simple and easy. The first important step is choosing the right rice. For this recipe, I'm using Arborio rice. Some use carnaroli, but I find that Arborio works really well. It's a medium grain rice. One ingredient that elevates the flavor of the rice, and in my opinion is non-negotiable, is Parmesan cheese. Butter is a must. For this recipe, I'm using diced onion. However, shallots are preferred. Either work well. Mushroom is optional, however great for this recipe. Dry white wine. I'm using dry white wine for this recipe, however it's not necessary. I like to use the dry white wine as somewhat of an acidic element to the dish. If you don't want to use the dry white wine, you can certainly opt for lemon juice. Stock. I'm using chicken stock for this recipe, however any stock works as long as it's full flavor. Minced garlic goes well with this dish. This process requires a little bit of multitasking. Off to the side, you're going to get a saucer pan going and you're going to heat your stock in that pan. Throughout this cooking process, we need that stock to be warm, if not boiling. Start with your skillet on medium-high heat and add your butter. Cooking the rice comes last, so the first thing we want to do is sauté our mushrooms. If you have large pieces, I recommend you break them down. When your stock gets up to temperature, you can lower the heat or move it to a lighter burner. Once the mushroom is cooked, transfer it to a clean plate and move it to the side. In the same pan, add more butter and then the onions. Cook on medium heat and long enough until they become tender. Next, add your garlic and toast for a couple minutes. This next step is critical, and that's toasting your rice. You don't want to toast it too long that it burns. However, you do want to toast for a minimum of 1 minute, maybe 2, depending on how much rice you're preparing. Once the rice is nice and toasted, you can go ahead and add your white wine. You want to cook that white wine long enough until the liquid in the pan is reduced by half, or the strong smell of alcohol dissipates. You'll notice the rice begins to absorb the liquid. We're at the home stretch and these next few steps are very simple, however critical. Here's where we begin to use that hot pan of stock that's over to the side. As the liquid in your pan begins to dry, you want to add 1 to 2 ladles of stock to your rice and allow that rice to absorb the liquid. Once you pour the stock into the skillet, you don't want to get into a stirring match. You just want to move the rice around a little bit so that there's even cooking. You'll rinse and repeat these steps 2 to 3 times until your rice is tender. This can take anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes. Arborio rice is perfect for this recipe, and as the rice cooks, you'll notice that it gets creamier and thicker. Arborio rice is a moderately starchy rice, which is aiding in the thickening process. When you think your rice is done, taste it for texture and flavor. Add salt by the pinch if necessary. Dump in your mushroom, butter, and Parmesan cheese. Turn the fire off and let the residual heat from the pan melt the butter and the cheese. And after about a minute, it's a wrap. This risotto comes out thick, creamy, and flavor-packed. All that's left to do is garnish with some parsley and dinner is served. Visit theprinceeats.com for more simple and easy meal ideas just like this one.